Eddie, let me ask you this. Here's a conundrum. What if Axl walks in and during Axl's reign in here, Ted Nugent calls? Do you answer?
We got to ask Axl, because once Axl comes in, Axl is...
Then it's Axl's show.
He's got to decide.
So Ted could get snubbed by Axl tonight.
I think
tonight.
Ted is an enemy you don't want to make.
This is like this plays into the wrestling world for you. You're like, dude, right. Ted versus Axl
tonight.
Steel cage match.
It's like Vince versus Vince Neil versus Axl like 15 years ago.
I don't think that's even a contest.
Chances are,
I think there's two hits there. Axl.
Chances are, I think we got a better chance of getting Ted on the show again at some point than we may have a little better chance of getting Ted on the show again at some point over Axl. I think
absolutely.
You don't know though, dude. Because let me say this: everybody's always come up to me over the last 10 years and say, you know, what's Axl like? And at first I say I haven't seen him in a long time, but he was just a really nice guy, like to me, and it was always just a really good guy, you know. And I have the same kind of mystique. I go on the internet and read this stuff that's just like, he's an egomaniac, a crazy man. He's wild and stuff.
Yeah, we'd never guess that.
But what I'm saying is, I don't even, you know, like people make up these big mystiques and they create these mystiques about certain people, and I've only seen Axl be like the nicest, coolest guy, the best singer.
He was always like that with me. Anytime I met the dude, he was totally
I met him after the show at the Garden.
Really nice.
I was with Piazza, and I met him, and it was cool. And then, obviously, I played his record after that, not knowing I did, but I was cool the way I handled it. And I'll talk to him about that.
And Piazza accosted him about his T-shirt.
Piazza got, I don't know if he'll remember that, but he
asked him if he knew who Salty Dog was.
He wore
Salty Dog, dude.
I want to mention that.
Why do we get into the Sea Hags?
I want to mention that Sebastian and Scott are here because they are 2/5 of a new band called Democracy. It is a reality show that's coming on VH1 called Supergroup that premieres on May 21st at 10 p.m. over on VH1 Classic. After every episode at 11, you can see the Supergroup post show, and the band, of course, also features Evan Seinfeld, Ted Nugent, and Jason Bonham.
Can we play some music?
We can.
Cool.
Give me.
I have a special request. This is my favorite Ted Nugent song ever.
Sebastian, you can do whatever the hell you want.
He's got carte blanche. Sebastian, did you ever tour with Guns N' Roses?
You want me to leave?
Yeah.
You want me to leave the room? Let me know.
Use Your Illusion tour.
Okay.
The whole tour.
Very cool.
I think you should ask Ed for $1,000.
Huh?
I think you should ask for $1,000.
You know, I got a bunch of really cool actual stories. Like,
wait, what Ted Nugent song am I playing while you're telling
let me just say why, dude.
Tell me the song just so I can cue it up while you're saying it.
Smoke Screen. And this was side 2, cut 1 of the aforementioned Weekend Warriors, and this was a big hit at Anglican Church Choir up in Canada in 1978, 1979. I was like 11 years old. Smoke Screen. This riff, dude, kills me, dude. Like for real. This is incredible.
All right, here it is. Of course, Ted is part of Supergroup, and you can see that again premiering on VH1. And you'll see and learn all about them and how they came together on Supergroup, a brand new reality show that premieres on VH1 on May 21st at 10 p.m., followed by the post show over on VH1 Classic right after every episode.
Exactly. So watch The Sopranos and then flip over to VH1.
That's
and then
right.
11 flip to VH1
do.
Classic. It's perfect. It's perfect. You got 2.5 quality hours of viewing right there.
Exactly.
Somebody told me that Michael Imperioli is a metal fan. Did you ever hear that?
I don't doubt it.
You know who told me that? Frankie Bello.
Frankie
told me he was on Madison Avenue or something, and Imperioli stopped him and said, dude, I love your band.
No
Dude,
way.
I told you the other day, Kiefer Sutherland, huge Anthrax fan.
Really?
Yes.
Kiefer was hosting when we did Saturday Night Live. I got really hammered with him.
Nice.
Apparently, he still gets hammered regularly. There was a big article about him being a maniac.
He was hammered at House of Blues that night.
Nice.
I was like, I'm getting drunk with Jack Bauer.
24, the best show on television, period. 24 and Sopranos. We had just mentioned the two best shows on TV. Until, of course, Supergroup premieres on the 21st.
No, let me ask a question. I read something that you said in Maxim when you first came into the room that you've known everybody in metal for the last 20 years, and when you saw Jason Bonham, you didn't recognize him.
I walked in.
He looks totally different. Yeah. So did you have to ask him, who are you?
You'll see the setup. I mean, because the studio was down like a hallway. So as you walk down this hallway, you could, like, the first thing you basically see is the drum kit. And Evan happened to be standing in front of him. So I saw Evan, and I see this guy behind the drums. I'm like, who's that guy? And seriously, like, I've met everybody there is to meet. I know everyone's face. I mean, how could it be someone on this show like that I don't even recognize? Like, how did he get on? How did he get the gig?
Who is this guy?
Seriously, like, who is this? Just like some dude, some crew guy? Like,
Is it
hanging
part
out
of the
jamming?
gimmick? Yeah.
Like, I couldn't figure it out. And then I walked up. I wasn't going to be like, act like, who the hell are you? So, I shake Evan's hand and Ted, and, hugs, and I reach up behind the kid. Hey, bro, what's up? No idea.
Oh, my God.
Even that close.
No idea who it is. And then within like 2 minutes, and, I put my guitar on, the three of them were jamming. We jam a little bit, we stop. And Ted goes, well, look what we got here. Something like, we got Evan Seinfeld and Scotty Ian and Jason Bonham. I was like, oh, thank God he said that.
So you still didn't know?
No, and then
Oh,
I
my
said
God.
to Jason, I was straight up. I said, dude, I didn't even recognize you. Like the last time I saw you, and in his own words, he goes, yeah, I was a fat drunk with bad hair. He's like a completely different human.
Yeah.
A totally
he's
different
thin
human.
now.
Totally thin.
Yeah.
And he doesn't drink. I
Shaved
mean,
head.
I talked to Scott Travis today for something else for VH1, and we were talking, and he said to me, he was asking me about Supergroup, and I was telling him about it, and I said to him, he said, who's in the band? And I told him, he goes, oh my God, he goes, Jason Bonham, he's a total wreck. I mean, that guy is known for being the biggest drunk in history.
Right.
And he goes, I've seen him where he's been on another planet. And I'm like, no, last few years, he is completely not that.
Yeah,
Which is
super
cool.
just
Now, it's like his father's obviously one of the best drummers of all time. Is he badass as well?
amazing. A monster.
Yeah, he is.
A monster. And getting to jam Zeppelin tunes with him, because not only did we play some
That's
Zeppelin
cool.
stuff live at the end of this thing, but just in the room jamming all kinds of Zeppelin stuff nonstop.
Oh, yeah.
I
Misty
mean,
Mountain Hot is on that CD again.
I mean, it's just
That's cool.
no one can play his father like
It's in the- it's in
Jason
the blood,
can.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, since he was 3 years old, he started playing that stuff. So yeah, it's just if you close your eyes, it's like, oh my God.
That's
I
very cool.
thought what he really surprised me doing was doing Anthrax only and Biohazard Punishment.
Yeah.
He's not used to playing the double kick, and he laid into it amazing.
Yeah, he was
really good, man.
He was definitely a little
It
nervous.
took him a couple days, and then he locked it. He locked the double kick.
He was definitely intimidated by playing the Anthrax and Biohazard song, because he's like, I don't play like this. And I'm like, dude, the stuff you're playing, like your talent as a drummer, this is gonna, you're afraid of it because you've never done it.
Yeah.
Just do it, and you're gonna nail it. And he did. He just crushed it. And he said his favorite song of the whole thing that we did of the live show was the Biohazard song, because for him it was the total opposite of anything he's
done.
ever done.
Yeah.
It was challenging him, probably.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
There's a moment in the show, and I don't know if we can mention this about the Zeppelin thing. Can we talk about that? I'm looking at Eric. Should we say that that's a big, heavy moment in the show?
What about it?
The Page
Sure.
Plant thing?
Yeah, we could say
it'll
it.
make people want to see.
Go ahead.
You know?
Well,
Tell
it's
that
right.
story.
That's right.
Okay, we were each picking a song by our individual bands to do, and it was easy for all of us. But I didn't know if we were going to learn an Air Race song
Or a Bonham song. Actually, Jason said,
Well,
I
I
don't
saw
want to
you.
do a Bonham song.
So well, I would have done it.
race.
Yeah, Air Race, dude. So we decided to do a Zeppelin song, and the drunken one that I always do, at jams and stuff is "Whole Lot of Love," and my pipes are really right there. That's a good song
Ted wanted
for me.
to do that, too.
Yeah, I like doing that song, but then obviously you have to get clearance on everything from the artist to do it.
You got to get sync rights to be able to show it on TV for
right,
them to use it.
right.
So they went to
Zeppelin sync rights cost $20 million,
and they
that's-
don't give them.
Yeah.
They don't even give them.
Yeah.
Even for the son of one of the guys?
Well, no. So what happened was Jason went to dinner with Robert Plant and Jimmy Page and said, we want to do Whole Lot of Love. And Robert Plant said, why?
So obvious.
Because that's so
Yeah,
obvious.
Yeah.
And then as Jason told me, Robert Plant said, I wonder what Sebastian would sound like singing a song like Out on the Tiles. And that blows my mind that ever happened on this earth, that
'cause they
conversation.
said-
But
Hey, why do all legendary rock stars call you Sebastian?
because they're all English.
Gene Simmons?
What-
Yes. Did you know?
No, he's Israeli.
Israeli.
So I was thinking, that's great. We'll do Out on the Tiles. Little did I know that Zeppelin never did that song live.
Never did it
ever,
live.
Wow.
because it's really hard.
And John Bonham wrote that song. He wrote that melody. It was a little song that he sang, and then
Yeah.
Page started playing on guitar. So they said, "Why don't you do Out on the Tiles?"
Yeah.
Dad wrote it, and we've never done it.
That's cool.
If you do Out in the Tiles, we'll give you permission and blah, blah, blah. And all that.
but
And we were
then
like,
I knew he was having a little chuckle when we started doing it in the jam, and I found out that coming into the second verse is 100% off time. Like it's like a studio flub that when he came into that verse.
and they left it.
And dude, and I had to do that live, and there's no timing. You just got to go.